because our next speaker is a man for whom I've developed so much respect. I've been working with Steve for about a year and a half in my capacity as vice chair, and in that time I got to know Pastor Del Phillips. And Del is a man for whom I can't speak highly enough, a man of integrity who understands that this is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. It's a community thing. And we hear the term the black community a lot. And I got to thinking, what does that mean? So I looked up the definition of community. Community is a word derived from common unity. So I said, well, what's our common unity? And for many of us, regardless of the hat we wear politically, our common unity is our faith. The church has been the anchor of many neighborhoods around this country, especially the black neighborhoods. So the president of the Greater Metropolitan Denver Ministerial Alliance is Del Phillips. Del leads an alliance of about 30 or 40 shepherds of flocks in and around the black community. And in the last year, I'm pleased to call Del a friend. And he's come alongside us and said, you know, we may or may not agree on everything politically, but we can agree on this. We serve a sovereign God. And by empowering our communities from the inside out, we can accomplish great things, regardless who gets the credit for it. And he doesn't care about getting credit for it. He wants to see the right thing done. So please help me to welcome my friend and the president of the GMDMA, Pastor Del Phillips, to the podium.
Thank you very much, Derek. I do want to just reiterate the fact that as president of Greater Metro Denver Ministerial Alliance and as a representative of leadership here in the African American community, in theory, in stance, we may sit on different sides of the aisle, but when I look at what I see people like Steve House doing, Derek Wilburn himself, and even Casper Stockham, it is impossible to negate the fact that we have a common union in regards to concerns for people at large, and more specifically, their commitment to taking a look at what is needed inside the African American community. So I want to be clear, you know, we wrestle on where we stand on some political issues, but I'm not here to represent either side of that fence today. I am here because as we are standing in a unique space here in our city of Denver, a space that has been advocacy for African American businesses, to hear that we have Steve House, Derek Wilburn, and Mr. Casper Stockham concerned about Selman Records, it sends a message to our community at large. As you heard in the review of history, Zion Baptist Church, which is the mother church of the African American community alongside Shorter AME, we are very concerned about the change and the cosmetics here in this part of our city. And so I'm hoping that the press that has gathered here today will help bring more attention to the necessity of not just maintaining the African American spirit, but maintaining the spirit of our history as native Denverites here in this community. Because this has been a place where there's been a cross-section of white and black and brown coming together, and we would like to see that enhancement of that relationship somehow continue. So I want to applaud those, in particular Mr. Casper Stockham, in his concern for what we need to maintain culturally here in our community, and I think that deserves a round of applause within itself. So I want to add my name to the petition of saving Selman Records. Whatever we can do that's going to help preserve that piece of history. While I'm standing here on the microphone, I've been given permission to also give a shout out on another issue that is a very grave concern for us in the African American community, and I know that the gentlemen that I have referred to here earlier also stand in alignment with us. We have a unique opportunity in the Colorado Constitution to make a modification of language that still carries the signature of slavery here in the state of Colorado. And I'm also glad to focus on the fact that Republicans and Democrats have come together on this Amendment T issue to be able to say to the Colorado community that we do not find language in our Colorado Constitution that still bears the signature of slavery acceptable. I think we need some round of applause right there. Amen. In the body of the Constitution that we live under, we cannot allow that language to prevail, that language to continue. You know, there's something interesting that we can draw as an analogy concerning that body of language there in the Constitution. We want to clarify that the body of language is not married to the oral conversation that we are having as a community, that we believe in freedom and equality for all people. So that's a problem where what we are saying is not married to what is written. And all of us know that sometimes people can say something, but their body language does not line up with what they say. Amen, somebody. You try to say something complimentary to me, but your body language is actually tearing me down. You can say that you want to help me, but your body language is saying that I'm in an unsafe place. So I want us to make sure that we rally together to unite the body language in our Constitution with the words that are coming out of our mouth. We don't want to have a division between what we say and what is written. So we also want to make sure that you join us in our support for Amendment T, so that we can all make sure that we remove any language that creates division within our community here in the state of Colorado. And with that, I say thank you to Mr. Casper Stockholm for giving me an opportunity to come and to share with you today. God bless you.
Thank you, Dale. I want to keep it moving, but let me say I can speak on behalf of the Colorado Republican Party and our candidates. I guess by definition I do, and affirm to Dell, as I've done in private, I'll do in public now. We, the Colorado GLP, are firmly on board with what he just said. Back this initiative, and not only want to do it in Colorado, want to do it on a nationwide basis, and I think Casper's going to spend some more time talking about that. Has nothing to do with party affiliation, has to do with human dignity.